Are you struggling to progress through the fleet and feel like you don't know what to focus on to get better? In this video, we're going to be talking about the 5 most common mistakes that I see laser sailors making, which are holding them back from taking their sailing to the next level. But to be honest, this is really just a list of the 5 biggest mistakes I made throughout my career, with the aim of making sure you don't make the same mistake yourself. Hey everyone, my name's Dan, and I went from sailing for the very first time at 12 years old to racing and training with the best in the world only 6 years later. I spent a lot of that time without a coach, figuring it out on my own, and now I help people like you by sharing my experience and advice on my YouTube channel and Substack. One of the focuses with my content is giving you the advice which gives you the most bang for your buck, and this list starts off with the most important tip of the whole video. I can't say this one enough. In all but the lightest wind, your upwind speed is going to be determined by how hard you can hike. And with upwinds accounting for nearly 70% of any race, being fast upwind is crucial. If you check out your favorite sailors' social media, you might see them posting a lot about their training in the gym or on the bike, and you might think that's the only training they do off the water. But the truth is, it's not cool to post about your hiking bench training on Instagram, and these sailors are actually doing numerous sessions on the hiking bench each week. And if you were to test any of the world's top laser sailors in some sort of hiking test, they'd absolutely crush it. Being too timid on the start line. Nearly every sailor is too timid on the start line and can push it a lot further than they think. To become a really great starter, you have to go through this phase of pushing yourself outside your comfort zone and continually pushing closer to the line. It's going to feel like you're over the line a lot of the time, but you'll finish the race and realize you actually won't. Sometimes you will, but you need to go through this phase for your brain to really understand where the line is and get used to taking the risk of pushing the start and being comfortable with that. Do anything you can to get clear air. Laser races often have huge fleets, and sailing in dirty air is only going to hold you back in the fleet. Early on in my career, I didn't realize the effect that a boat, which might seem far away, actually has on your air. And I would often sit in these bad lanes, just getting pushed further and further back in the fleet. When sailing in a huge fleet, the fleet actually has a huge wind shadow, and if you're further back, you're often going to need to get to the edge of the fleet to find clear air. Not using your body to steer the boat downwind. One of the biggest things I see holding laser sailors back downwind is not using their body effectively. In 8 knots and above, you should be moving to windward to leeward, forward and aft in the boat to steer through the waves. Too many sailors rely on their rudder to steer and end up putting the handbrakes on their boat. Tacking too much. I know this kind of contradicts my third point, but if you nail your start and your upwind speed, this will make a lot more sense. Many sailors try to overcomplicate their strategy and end up tacking way too many times. A lot of the time, your upwind strategy should be about going for the big shift rather than trying to gain on any small shift. Throughout my career, I would often focus on these small shifts in an upwind and thinking that I could gain on them, I'd tack and end up missing the big shift altogether. The other thing with tacking too much is you never really have the time to focus on your upwind speed and really sailing fast. Your upwind strategy is often about patience and waiting for the right opportunity rather than trying to force anything. There you have it, the 5 most common mistakes I see laser sailors making. If you've made it this far in the video, I think you'll really enjoy my Substack. I send out weekly coaching emails, a lot of the time talking about mistakes like these and how you can improve on them. So I'm going to drop the link in the description box. So click that link, head over there and subscribe to get those emails. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.